Video stores were once a huge part of our culture in the 80s and 90s. Even though some video rental shops are still around, the golden age of the video store is over. Long before streaming options took over, it was common to see people wandering the aisles at their local rental shop. In today's video, we will have a closer look at some of the most popular video rental store chains. Please stick around to the end, where we will discuss the much smaller local stores. Civic Video is a home video rental chain that was located in Australia and New Zealand. It was founded in 1985 and became franchised in 1989. In the 1990s, Civic grew to more than 250 locations, and the company was Australia's second largest video rental chain. However, by 2018, there were only 12 stores that remained in Australia and 28 in New Zealand. As of 2022, there is only one store that is in operation, which is located in Windsor, New South Wales, Australia. The last location in New Zealand closed in January of 2022. Rogers Video was started in 1988 in Canada. Throughout the 1990s, the company took over smaller local chains. These acquisitions led Rogers Video to claim the spot for the fifth largest video rental chain in North America. At its peak, they had more than 300 stores. In 2004, they operated a service called Rogers Video Direct, which allowed customers to rent videos by having DVDs delivered by mail. In 2007, they changed the name of their chain to Rogers Plus. Rogers ceased video rentals in 2012, which was 1 year after Blockbuster shut down all of its Canadian stores in 2011. Hollywood Video was a rental shop chain that began in 1988. This chain became the largest direct competitor to Blockbuster Video until it was purchased by Movie Gallery in 2005. In the 80s, they had a handful of stores, but by 1993, Hollywood Video operated 16 stores and became a public company. In 1995, they had 117 stores, while Blockbuster had 2,800 stores. Blockbuster Video filed suit against them for hiring former Blockbuster employees who knew some of the company's trade secrets, which could aid Hollywood Video. The judge ruled in favor of Hollywood Video because Blockbuster failed to show how the hiring would harm them. In December of 2004, Blockbuster tried to take over the home video industry once again. They announced an exchange offer of $14.50 per share, which was $11.50 cash and $3 in Blockbuster shares. In response, Hollywood Video agreed to a buyout for $860 million on January 10, 2005 by Movie Gallery, which was a smaller competitor. In October of 2011, HollywoodVideo.com was relaunched as a blog. The website remains active, but there hasn't been a post since October of 2014. Movie Gallery Inc. began in Alabama in 1985. By 1987, the company had 50 stores, but in 1988, they decided to consolidate them. In the 1990s, the company continued to open new stores, as well as acquiring even more in other areas. Movie Gallery operated 100 locations in Canada, and by 2002, they had 1,678 stores in total. In 2005, they completed their largest acquisition with the merger of Hollywood Video, and then they had more than 4,700 stores. In 2007, the company began having financial difficulties, and they closed 520 stores in September. The following month, they filed for bankruptcy, and the stock price fell below $1 per share. In an effort to reorganize the failing business, they then closed hundreds of stores. In December of 2009, shares were 5 cents and many locations fell behind on rent. In 2010, the company filed for bankruptcy once again, and all Movie Gallery and Hollywood Video locations were closed for good. Blockbuster Video was founded by David Cook in Dallas, Texas in 1985. This American company became the absolute powerhouse in the home video rentals. In the late 80s, they spent much of their time acquiring several of their rivals. In 1989, Nintendo attempted to halt Blockbuster's ability to rent video games, but lost the battle in court. In 1990, Blockbuster bought the mid-Atlantic rival Errol's, which had 250 locations. In 1992, Blockbuster acquired Sound Warehouse and Music Plus music chains and created Blockbuster Music. They continued to get bigger and bigger, venturing into different areas of business. At their peak, they had more than 9,000 stores, and Blockbuster was confident in their business model. When Netflix came along, they offered to sell their mail-order DVD business to Blockbuster for $50 million in 2000. Blockbuster executives laughed off this offer. However, many customers were fed up with Blockbuster and were tired of being charged late fees. For instance, in 2000, Blockbuster collected more than $800 million in late fees from customers. Netflix offered flat-rate DVD rentals by mail with no late fees. Within 3 years of Blockbuster's refusal, they had 1 million subscribers and 6 million subscribers by the end of 2006. In 2004, Blockbuster realized that Netflix was onto something, and they offered a blended model of online and in-store options. But at the same time, the video giant was also being hit by red box kiosks, which were popping up everywhere, offering a new option in DVD rentals. In 2007, Redbox surpassed Blockbuster in the number of U.S. locations. In 2010, Blockbuster was in financial trouble. They went through bankruptcy and tried to restructure, but the efforts ultimately failed. By 2015, most all locations had closed. The last remaining location outside of the U.S. closed in Western Australia in 2019. There is one location that remains open in Bend, Oregon. It serves as sort of a Blockbuster museum, and the employees work very hard to keep the store going. They offer a $2 membership card to anyone that is visiting who wishes to have one. Family Video started in 1978 in Springfield, Illinois. The club originally charged a $25 membership fee and a $5 rental fee. This video store was mainly focused in rural areas and small to mid-sized cities. After Blockbuster closed, it became the sole surviving rental chain in the U.S. In 2012, Family Video even expanded into Canada. The company partnered with Marco's Pizza, which was oftentimes next door. Family Video also owned all of the real estate that housed their stores. This business move helped them to avoid unsuccessful lease negotiations that other chains had. They also owned all of their movies rather than depending on revenue sharing models that others depended on. At their peak, they had more than 800 stores, but the pandemic took a toll on the video store and they were forced to close all locations by January of 2021. They continued to operate a website where they sold new and used videos as well as Family Video branded merchandise. However, the website closed at the end of March in 2022. Long before video store chains, we had tons of local mom-and-pop video stores. Heck, even some of the grocery stores had video rentals. Many of those local stores were often just called the video store or video rental. These were the type of places where you knew the owners and many of the customers that you saw in there. Those smaller local stores smelled and felt like home. Where I grew up, we never had a Blockbuster Video until the early 1990s. We did have local ones that we all loved. One was called Movies Etc., and eventually they had 2 locations in town. Long before we could afford a VCR, we would rent one from them for the weekend on special occasions. But the video store I loved most was Rick's Video Library. Rick was always working in there and he could tell you about every movie in there and would make recommendations when needed. I not only rented movies from him, but I also rented Nintendo games. Sadly, all of those stores are now gone forever. They only remain in my memories as a time when I would wander the aisles aimlessly looking for that next great movie. Looking at all the VHS boxes could be overwhelming sometimes, but it was also super fun when you could actually find the newest released movie on the shelves. Today, kids have no idea about the struggles of renting movies from the video store. First, you had to drive, bike, or walk there. Then you had to hope that the movie you really wanted was there. If not, you certainly didn't want to go home empty-handed, so you probably got something that you wouldn't have otherwise. Sometimes it was something good and sometimes it wasn't. So what was your favorite video store and what are some of your best memories with it? I'd love to hear more in the comments below. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind and don't forget to rewind. Thanks for watching.